2023 was a gaming year of all time. I've heard a lot of discourse surrounding games that were released in 2023 and how lots of people think that 2023 is one of the best years in gaming ever, and others think it was just your average mediocre year for video games. And I am on the side of thinking that this year was one of the best years in video games ever. So I really wanted to just talk about all the games that were released, my initial thoughts on them. A lot of these games I have not played just because I'm one man and there's so many freaking games that release every year, not to mention that my backlog continues to grow by the day. Which a lot of these games are going to be on my backlog, and I'm going to make another video talking about games that I want to play next year, kind of talking about, it'll be like a backlog video that I'll talk about the games I want to play for the year, and then at the end of the year talk about the games I played and what I was able to get to and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to go over the games that were released this year, just give my thoughts on it, because I really do think this year was one of the best in gaming. We got so many bangers. But there's no particular order in this. It's just a list I pulled up, and I'm just going to go over it. Obviously, there's so many more games that got released this year. Indie games, stuff that goes unnoticed, so I can't go over it all. I think these are just some of the more bangers, whether they're notoriously good or infamously bad. So, first off, we have Starfield. Starfield is Bethesda. It's a game that we've been hearing about for a very long time. It's Bethesda's first game in space, and I also believe it's one of their first new IPs that hasn't been Elder Scrolls or Fallout released within the last, gosh, I don't know, 2 decades? Who knows? Have I played it? Yes, I actually played Starfield. I downloaded it on Game Pass about a month ago, and I played like an hour of it, but my game wasn't running very good on my computer. I have, I guess, an older PC at this point. I got a 1080 graphics card, so I want to upgrade that. But then I also got an Xbox Series X, which I may end up just playing it on that. I've heard a lot of bad things about Starfield, if I'm being honest. A lot of people that are Bethesda fans don't like this game. They think it is not modern day gaming worthy, as far as like the good modern day gaming goes. But yeah, a lot of people they complain about the graphics, the gameplay, very cookie cutter, and really the most egregious from what I've seen is the exploration of Starfield, or the exploration in Starfield, excuse me. A lot of people hate it. They think it's very watered down and hand-holdy, and you can't really explore in a sense of what you would think of space. A lot of people compare it to No Man's Sky and say how much better No Man's Sky is at tackling space exploration, which is really disappointing. Like, you think a space game, you'd want to fly to different planets and check it out and explore it kind of how you want to. Where you think is like Skyrim, I always go back to Skyrim because that's one of my favorite games, but also really the only Bethesda game that I have played. I haven't really tried Fallout or any of the older Elder Scrolls games, but Skyrim has so much to explore, and really is kind of like one of the main mechanics of the game is just exploring, finding new secrets in the map, discovering new locations, riding your horse up mountains, finding different mobs and monsters in different corners of the world, and finding items and stuff. And it just seems like they've really missed the mark with exploration in Starfield. So it is a game that I want to give a fair chance, because a lot of people say that despite the flaws that it has, they still enjoyed it because they like the Bethesda formula. I myself, like I said, I've only really played Skyrim, but I enjoy the formula of that game. So yeah, this year, in 2024, I want to play Starfield. Give it a good shot anyway. Next we have Tears of the Kingdom, which has been one of the most anticipated games of all time, maybe. It's a banger, man. Tears of the Kingdom, so much fun. One of the best games I played this year, if not the best game I played this year. Definitely the game I put the most hours into, with over 90 hours this year. I think it is the greatest open world game ever made. and I'll stand behind that. I think the sandbox is phenomenal. Exploration is incredible. They literally gave you a toolbox and said, here, you can do whatever you want. You can build machines, flying ships, bikes, motorcycles. I've seen people build semi-trucks and treat it as like a trucking simulator. It's just really cool, the sandbox that they gave you in Tears of the Kingdom. So it's a banger. Tears, in my opinion, is a 10. Play it. Next, we have Diablo 4. I'm not a hardcore Diablo fan. I played Diablo 3 and enjoyed it. I'm playing Diablo 4 currently, and I'm enjoying it. A lot of the hardcore fans are bitching about how Diablo's going about doing seasonal content and stuff like that. I don't really know, because Diablo's not a game that I really care to dive into that deep. I just enjoy a good dungeon crawler where I go through, I mindlessly kill things, and I level up my character. So that's where I stand on that one. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I have been saying it from day one since I saw the trailer for Spider-Man 2. I said, yeah, it's more Spider-Man. If you really like Spider-Man, you're probably going to really like this game because you get more Spider-Man. But turns out it is just more Spider-Man. It's basically, if you've played Spider-Man, the first one when it came out, you've played this game. It's just more swinging around New York and doing different story stuff. So, like I said, that's just from what I've heard. I've never actually played any of the Spider-Man games. I want to. Spider-Man is one of my all-time favorite superheroes. So the fact that I haven't played it kind of stems down to I don't own a PlayStation, although Thane does have a PS5. He just has it in his room, and I've never really cared to go ask him if I could play his PlayStation 5. Actually, I think that he has Spider-Man, the first one, on PlayStation 4 too, so I could play Spider-Man. I could also get it on my computer. I just haven't, okay? The backlog is huge. Next, we have Resident Evil 4, the remake. This is the greatest Resident Evil game Capcom's ever made. It's amazing. I love Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil 4. It's my favorite one in the series, and the fact that they remade it, and it's excellent, and it's the greatest Resident Evil game I've ever played. It's fantastic. You should go play it. Street Fighter 6 also came out. From what I've heard, a lot of people really like this game. I don't like fighting games. I played Street Fighter 2 back in the day. My dad had it, and he always beat my ass at it, and I never have really enjoyed fighting games. I'm not good at them. I just don't enjoy it. Assassin's Creed Mirage. I have never, here's my confession, I've never played an Assassin's Creed game. I played number 3 for I think 15 or 20 minutes. Funnily enough, it was one of the first videos we ever filmed for our YouTube channel, filmed for RadKatz, but we never actually turned it into a video. I don't know why. Don't remember why. One of the first series that we ever tried to start never made it to our YouTube channel. There's some footage in one of our old behind-the-scenes videos, the very first behind-the-scenes video I ever did, where you can see some Borderlands footage, and then you see me play Assassin's Creed 3. So, I don't know if this game is good or not. I know a lot of people are sick of Assassin's Creed yearly releases, or bi-yearly, whatever it is, every other year. I don't know. I need to play them. I love the idea of Assassin's Creed, and a lot of my friends really like number 3. They say it's their favorite. So, next we have Final Fantasy 16. I watched Thane play this game. I watched it when we first moved, because we had moved at the middle of this year in June. When we had first moved into our house, it was actually a month after we had moved. We first moved into this house in July, and we didn't have internet for a month, which is my bad. But I watched Thane play a good portion of this game. It looks really cool. It's like a hack and slash Final Fantasy, and it looks dope. So I want to play it, and from what I hear, a lot of people really like it. Next, we have Pikmin 4, which once again, you're going to hear me say this a lot. I've never played any of the Pikmin games. One of my friends suggested Pikmin 3 years ago, said that it's kind of one of those chill games that he thinks that I would really like. So Pikmin 4 came out, and I'd probably really enjoy that one too. I don't know much about the gameplay other than you've got a lot of the little Pikmin running around. I don't know if he plays Olimar in this one or not, but yeah, it's like a puzzle game, I guess. I enjoy puzzle games, so I'd probably like that one. Next, we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is a sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, I believe is the title. It's a Souls-like. I love Souls games. I don't know why I haven't played this one yet either. I haven't played the first one either, so I'm going to have to play that one first and then this one. They look really dope, and a lot of people say, yeah, if you like Souls games, you're going to like this one. So, yep. Baldur's Gate 3, which actually won Game of the Year, is kind of like a D&D fantasy game that, man, everybody loves this game. I've only ever heard good things about this game. People love it. I need to play it. I do want to play it with buddies. A lot of my buddies actually have it now, so maybe this coming year we can buy it and I'll play together. It looks really fun. I'm not a big fan of turn-based RPGs, but I love fantasy, and this could be one that gets me into it. Next, we have Armored Core 6, which is from Software. I also watched Thane play a little bit of this one. He really likes it. I'm not a big mech guy, but I do love FromSoft, so this could be a good one I try. I played Armored Core Raven Down or something. I can't remember what it was. It was on the PS2. I played it for like 10 minutes and did not enjoy it. Ended up selling it off. Armored Core games are actually worth quite a bit of money, I guess. So, yeah, maybe one day I'll get to that one. Next, we have Dead Island 2. I played the first one. I thought it was fun. And the fact that everybody's been waiting for Dead Island 2 for such a long time. I feel like it was a meme at one point that people were just waiting for Dead Island 2. So, yeah, I enjoy zombies. That could be a fun banger. Next, we have Hogwarts Legacy, which had a lot of controversy surrounding the release of this. I'm not going to get into it because I don't really care to. But from what I've heard, if you like Harry Potter, you're probably going to like this game. As far as it being a video game, I think people really enjoy it. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan. Like, I think it's fun, but I don't know. I've never just been like a diehard fan. It looks like a fun game, though. I don't know if I'd ever play it. Maybe one day. Next, we have Forspoken, which all I've heard is how dookie of a game this is. So, I don't know much about it other than it kind of sucks, I guess. Then we have Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars is one of those kind of like pixely RPGs that I've only heard good things about, and this is on my backlog. I do want to play this one eventually. It looks really dope. I've seen lots of videos on it, so banger. Certified banger right there. Next, we got Horizon Call of the Mountain, which I believe is Horizon 2. This one specifically might be like an add-on or a DLC or something. I'm not sure. Horizon 2 though came out and it looks fun. I'll probably play it. I don't know. Eventually. Wolong Dynasty Warrior. Excuse me. Wolong Fallen Dynasty. It released. It's a fantasy action role-playing game. It looks fun. It's kind of like a beat-em-up hack and slash, I think. Deliver Us to Mars. I don't know anything about this one. I haven't heard of that one, but there you go. Company of Heroes 3. It's a strategy game. I'm indifferent on strategy games. I haven't really played any that I like. Maybe I should. Octopath Traveler 2. I believe I either own this one or Octopath 1. Either way, both of them are on my backlog. They look really cool. I love the art style, but once again, I'm just not the biggest fan of turn-based RPGs. But there it is, Octopath. Next, we have Lies of P. I played Lies of P. I love Lies of P. It's a fantastic Souls-like where you play as Pinocchio. It's dope. I've talked about Lies of P already in my video of games I played this year. It was really cool. A lot of fun. Spent a lot of time playing it. I think it's got great game mechanics. So, Lies of P. If you like Souls games, you'll like that one. Dead Space Remake. I really should play this game. I love survival horror games, and I've only ever heard good things about the original Dead Space. And the fact that we got a remake, it looks fantastic. I watched one of my uncles play it for several hours. It looks really fun and creepy and grotesque and scary, and I probably would love it. we have Redfall, which was a trash fire of a game. I played maybe 30 or 40 minutes with a friend. I did not have fun. I did not enjoy it. There was nothing that appealed to me. The cutscenes were kind of like a slideshow, like a 3D slideshow of characters stand still with the camera panning or zooming in at them. It was not fun. The AI was broken. The gunplay was not fun. It's just not a great game. Wild Hearts. I believe this was a Russian studio that released this one. And I think people like it. It's on my backlog. I think you fight monsters, from what I gathered. It looks really... oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I might be confusing it with this next one, which is Atomic Heart. Yes, Atomic Heart is the Russian one. I don't know what Wild Hearts is then. Oh, it's kind of like Monster Hunter. Yeah, that's what it is. It looks dope. I've never actually played a Monster Hunter game, but it looks like it'd be up my alley. Atomic Heart is the one about monsters, or excuse me, the Russian one. Yeah, it looks fun. Like you fight monsters. I don't know if people like it or not. Next, we have Alan Wake 2, which I have heard only good things. Not to mention, this was nominated for a Game of the Year, and it released later in the year. I think it released in October. I'm not too sure, but lots of people love this game, and lots of people love the first one. Both of those are on my backlog. I haven't played the first one. Would love to. Maybe I'll get around to it eventually. Then we have Metroid Prime Remastered. This game's fantastic. I love Metroid Prime. I've always said it's like Halo meets Zelda. It's really cool. It's a first-person adventure puzzle-solving game. Really like it. It's dope. It's on the Switch. It's fun. Go play it. Next, we have Fire Emblem Engage. I have never played any Fire Emblem games. Once again, I'm not really into those tactical games. Maybe one day I'll play Fire Emblem. Who knows? Payday 3. Payday 3 looks like a ton of fun. I don't know what else to say about that one. I've seen lots of gameplay footage. I think streamers and YouTubers did like ads for Payday 3. It looks dope. So, and then we have Minecraft Legends, which I believe is kind of like the League of Legends-esque thing. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like an RTS. Once again, those are kind of the games I'm not really into. Chance of Sonar. I know nothing about this one. I haven't really heard or seen anything about it. Mario Bros. Wonder. I don't know why I haven't bought this game. A few of my buddies bought it on launch, and I watched them play it for a couple hours. I love Mario. I love 2D Mario games, so this is definitely one I should play. Then we got Kirby's Return to Dreamland. So it's a remake of one of the GBA games, I believe. Or Wii. I can't remember. I can't remember what it's a remake of. It looks really dope, though. Looks like a ton of fun. I love Kirby games. I have Kirby Squeak Squad on the Nintendo DS. I got that, actually, back in the day when I had first gotten my DS. Back in 2006 or something. 2007. Loved it. It was fun. Kirby games are fun. Meet Your Maker. It's a first-person shooter. Know nothing about this one. There you go. Next, we have Blood Bowl 3. It's a turn-based fantasy sports video game. I don't know about that one. There you go. Next, we have the Rhythm Final Bar line. Looks like it's a rhythm game. Don't know much about that one. Then we have System Shock. I've heard a little bit about this one. It looks like it's a remake of System Shock. There you go. It's an adventure game, I guess. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. One of my buddies is playing this game right now, and I've been watching him play it. It looks fantastic. It's an Ubisoft game. I believe it's Ubisoft. Yeah, it's Ubisoft. Published by Ubisoft, anyway. Yeah, it looks really dope. I'm not the biggest fan of the Avatar series, like the Blue People. It's cool. I've seen both movies. The first one I really enjoyed as a kid, and then watching it again as an adult, it's like, yeah, it's fine. I really like number 2. I thought there were parts that were really good. It's just a really long effing movie. but the game looks really fun. Like, I've seen some fantastic shots of my buddy would be flying on his dinosaur dragon thing. I can't remember what they're called. And it just looks incredible. Like, he was flying and there were sun rays coming through the clouds. And he's flying over this majestic jungle. It was just dope. Kind of breathtaking, honestly. So, that one, eventually, I'd like to play. Next up, we have Remnant 2, which is a sequel to Remnant of the Ashes. If it's anything like the first game, man, I'm going to enjoy this. I played the first one with a few of my buddies. It was fun. It's an online third-person shooter game where you kill monsters and do quests, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. This one's called Scars Above. It's an action-adventure game. Never heard anything about it. Crime Boss Rocky City. Never heard anything about it. Looks like it's an FPS. The Expense of Tale series. Never heard of it. Blank. BLANC. Never heard of it. Or maybe I have. I don't know. There you go. Next, we have Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals. Don't know anything about that one. Kind of looks like an indie game. It's like a horror mystery game. Bayonetta Origins, Caesar of the Lost Demon. Don't know anything about that one. I played Bayonetta 1. I want to play the others, so there's that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's probably like a horror survival game, if I had to guess. There you go. Next, we have Disgaea 7. I don't know if I even pronounced that right or not. Looks like a tactical role-playing game. Vows of Virtuous, excuse me. Disgaea 7, Vows of Virtuous. Looks like a tactical role-playing game. Probably not for me. Okay, here's one that came out this year. This was like early this year. One Piece Odyssey. I watched one of my friends play this game in almost its entirety because he would stream it for me every night on Twitch, and we would hang out in a Discord call, and I would just watch him play it. I have seen so much One Piece, and I know so much about One Piece, even though I've only watched one episode of One Piece. That's literally the only One Piece I've consumed, other than 10 minutes of the live-action remake that they did. So I've watched one episode of One Piece, and then 10 minutes of the live-action One Piece. And I know so much about this series because I've watched my buddy play through not only One Piece Odyssey, but just lots of One Piece games, because he's kind of a One Piece freak, so I will probably never play that game, but there you go. And then we've got two more that are on this list. We've got Immortals of Aveum. Looks like an FPS. Don't know if I'll ever play that one. And then the last one is we got Exoprimal, which I've heard a lot about this game, actually. It's a third-person shooter. This one's made by Capcom as well. Actually, I don't think people liked this game. Maybe they did. I can't even remember now. I'm trying to think back about it. But there you go. That's just one list that I found. It's not necessarily the best games this year released, although the best games I think were released were on this list. But yeah, man, there's so many bangers. Like, say what you will about Starfield, it's still a game. But you've got Tears of the Kingdom, Diablo 4, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Spider-Man 2, if you like Spider-Man, you're getting more Spider-Man. Pikmin 4, which I don't think we've had a new Pikmin game in a very long time. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which I think had a rocky launch, but maybe they fixed everything by then. Baldur's Gate 3, Armored Core, Dead Island 2, people have been wanting for a while. Hogwarts Legacy, people really like. Octopath 2, Sea of Stars, Lies of P, Dead Space Remake, Alan Wake 2, the Metroid Prime Remastered. You got a new Mario game, you got Mario Bros. Wonder, and then you got a Kirby remake. You got the Avatar game, and there was so many games released this year that, I don't know. Obviously, the whole conversation is subjective, because whether you like these games or not, you know what I mean? That's kind of what this comes down to. Do you enjoy these types of games that were released? Man, I had a fantastic year in gaming. And I didn't even play a fraction of the games on this list. I would like to. I've seen lots of my friends play some of these games because I have a very diverse friend group that plays lots of different games, so I kind of get a taste of it all. But for me to experience them, yes, I would like to one day eventually do that. So anyway, there you have it. Those are the video games released in 2023. At least the bangers, and then some others that I haven't really heard of. So what are your guys' thoughts? Was 23 a banger of a year for video games, or was it just another year of mediocrity? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and as always, keep it rad.